Hi, everyone. I'm Craig Santoro. I'm the Director of Educational Programs at WHYY, and we're so glad that you could join us this evening for the 2021 Youth Media Awards. This is my absolute favorite night of the year. I love watching these kids' movies, and I love that we're able to give them awards. As your local public media station, we're committed to preparing each of you to succeed in this world. Raising kids is a tough job, and that has never been truer than over the last year and a half. Tonight, you'll see this past year through the eyes of kids, their dreams, their struggles, and their resilience. For years, WHYY has been teaching young people like you to explore their worlds and tell stories through images and sound. Since 2008, we have served over 20,000 young people through our youth media programs. Tonight's competition was designed to foster a community of young artists. The problem-solving and critical thinking skills that you've picked up while making your film will serve you for a lifetime. Before we continue, I want to thank the parents and caregivers in the audience tonight. You have raised incredibly creative children through difficult times, and your support has been invaluable. I'd also like to thank everyone who contributed to this event, especially the Horace W. Goldsmith Foundation and the WHYY members. Your support for WHYY and the youth of this region has never been more important. Everyone, please join me in welcoming your host for tonight's event, Steve Dixon.
Hello, I'm your host, Steve Dixon. Unfortunately, we're not able to have you here with us in our studios, and we're not all dressed up and snapping pictures on the red carpet. I know it's a bit different, and once again, you have to look at a computer screen. But hopefully, this will all come to an end soon, and we'll get back to normal, which we are starting to see. However, we are here to celebrate you and the great work you created because it deserves to be seen. I know a thing or two about how important youth media is. As a young kid right here in Philadelphia, I created films myself in high school, as well as teaching many talented young creators across the Philadelphia area working here at WHYY. Creating media does wonders, such as sharpening writing and communication skills, to working in small groups and being a creative outlet. While it can be fun in games or make people laugh, youth media can inform and give a glimpse of what young people are thinking about and what they care about in our world. It is also up to organizations like WHYY to support and amplify youth voices for all to see and hear. Because without adding the youth perspective on topics that affect them or hear their side of the equation, then we are falling short. That's why I'm encouraged to see WHYY creating opportunities for youth, such as Young Creator Studio TV program, showcasing films made by youth, and creating career pathways programs for students to use their production skills in the workplace and gain connections in the field while getting paid for their talents. The future is literally in your hands, but we can be there to give a helping one. So I would like to congratulate you on creating great work that will be displayed here today. To hopefully calm your nerves, I want to add that if you're a finalist here today, that you are already a winner. That's not a joke. You really have won. However, this is a competition, so you'll have to wait to hear whether you're in first, second, or third place. And since films were made by students in WHYY programs, I want to make it clear that no WHYY staff members were judges for the awards. Our judges have also selected 3 films they felt rose above the others across categories. These special judges awards will be awarded at the end of today's ceremony. Recipients of the judges awards will receive a special trophy as well. Now, it's important to note that you don't have to win first place in your category to receive a judges award. So, if you come in second or third place in a category, you still have a chance to win one of these special awards as well. This has been a tough year, and I'm proud to see that you are still able to create awesome films even during pandemic. So, are you ready to get this party started? Okay, let's get started. Here to present the awards in the high school open category, please welcome WHYY's President, New Ventures and Enterprises, Kara McGrath.
Hello, I'm Kara McGrath, WHYY's Executive Vice President and President of New Ventures and Enterprises. This afternoon we begin with High School Open. Videos submitted in the Open category defy easy classification. They include music videos, experimental films, public service announcements, and more. The finalists in the High School Open category feature an autobiography told in spurts of 6 words, a personal struggle for gender acceptance, and a suicide prevention film. The finalists in the High School Open category are the 6-word memoirs by Emmanuel Beatty, Pennsylvania Leadership Charter School, Thick Skin by Justice Miller, Big Picture Alliance, and Mixture of Solutions by Allison Spots and Maya Jones, Berks Career and Technology Center. Let's take a look.
I'm sorry. You know I love you, right? No worries.
One January dawn, when I closed my eyes, my soul opened up its petals to the sky, like a sacrifice on a golden altar, and inside the white meat of all my lives there stood Sinus, dew-damp and unbreakable. He pointed at the heart in my chest, told me tenderly, "There lies the golden bird." So I've been searching for a way to free it ever since. Gifting lemon rinds and ivy leaves to Dionysus for growth, praying to Artemis when the moon hangs fat and heavy as a summer calf about transformation of bodies. Every day I rifle back through my bones to see how far I've become, what I've become. The whispery river-like bleed of me from shape to shape, from skin to skin, hymns of me singing, I am, to the fountains and their wishing coins at twilight. I am chicory seed, I am yellow-feathered hope. I am refrains about dreaming, I am legends that wait in the blood. I am mason jars full of secrets that shine out signals to you with their bioluminescent bodies. Notice me, name me, shelter me in the sunlight of your bones.
Finding a way to balance everything in our lives can be like stacking liquids in a chemistry experiment. We work hard to find solutions, but sometimes it's not that simple. When our emotions get the best of us, feelings like stress and anxiety can stack up. It may feel like as soon as one problem is solved, another one is pushed your way. You may start to feel like there's no way to balance it all. And when loneliness and depression are added into the equation, everything starts to overflow. If you're feeling overwhelmed, call or text 1-800-273-TALK, 1-800-273-8255.
And the winners are, in the High School Open category, in third place, Mixture of Solutions by Allison Spots and Maya Jones, Berks Career and Technology Center. In second place, Thick Skin by Justice Miller, Big Picture Alliance. And in first place, The 6-Word Memoirs by Emmanuel Beatty, Pennsylvania Leadership Charter School. Congratulations to all our winners.
Thanks, Kara. Let's give a hand to all our high school open filmmakers. And now, to present the awards for High School Narrative, WHYY Manager of School Partnerships, Lisa Wilk.
Every day, I have the pleasure of working with teens from across Philadelphia, producing all kinds of media. In narrative films, filmmakers must create a whole new world with scripts, actors, sets, and props. If done well, they can transport their viewers into new and exciting places. The finalists today feature a student on the cusp of adulthood, contemplating her future, a teen trapped in a familiar pandemic cycle of Zoom and quarantine, and a magic hotel where love can flourish in dreams. The finalists in the high school narrative category are Thoughts of Where by Elena Mitza, Conestoga High School, Tired by Tamaya Thompson and Kennedy Gary, Philadelphia High School for Creative and Performing Arts, Kappa. The Dreamland Inn by Aaron Razzie Baseman. Let's watch the films.
I know what I'm going to do when I grow up in 344 days, and all it took was realizing that there's nowhere I want to go, and I don't want to stay here, so I won't just choose anywhere. I'll choose everywhere. I'm going to be a flight attendant. A new city every night. My ancient therapist, Dr. Rhodes, asked me if flight attendant was a proper body of work for someone with airplane anxiety. But I said I already cured myself, you dinosaur. After all, technology has advanced since that plane went down with World War I vet Ernest Mannery in it. I realized I was born to be a flight attendant last night, when I thought about how, when I was like 9, I used to decorate my room like an airplane, and I played pretend with people as passengers. I remember being content then. I'm doing another pretend flight tonight to stick it to Dr. Rhodes so he can shut up about me mapping my career path. So long as I don't have a destination, I'm not lost.
Welcome aboard Flight 344 to an eventual destination will take off soon. I want to thank you all for flying with us today, and notify me, your flight attendant, if you need anything.
Wait, that's why we're here? You said you had an internship opportunity with the Central Press Association.
If you look to the back, we have various exits.
Central Press Association went out of business in the 70s.
Do you have any in-flight entertainment options?
Oh, yeah, we have many amenities. Movies included, like,
Perhaps The Mummy, directed by Stephen Sommers in 1999, a recipient of a 61% on Rotten Tomatoes, starring American actor Brandon Fraser.
I'll check, but I also did curate a snack menu.
So everyone else knew what this was except for me. Autumn, I think we need to work on our communication a little bit. Wait, hold on. What are you doing and why are you doing that?
I'm preparing for takeoff.
Wait, but don't you have to be the pilot too? I mean, that is just so irresponsible. This is just like when Amelia Earhart allegedly didn't look at the—
If we crash, we crash. Oh, you know what? I'd like a slice of cinnamon raisin bread.
I'll have you know, I did not put waste of time in my planner for today, and my net productivity is plummeting, like Amelia Earhart.
I am noticing a severe absence of the film The Mummy. I don't think I was quite clear enough.
Can you give me a minute? This is all very overwhelming, and it's getting...
The Mummy is like
Autumn, why are you doing like you? Left the Autumn in the cabinet, I really can't find it, and I have a mad test.
Shut up! You're all making me crazy, and I can't do this! With 343 days remaining of my fleeting youth, I have discovered that not choosing is just poorly disguised choosing, and I probably am lost, and...
Yo, Tasha, you heard? No school for 2 weeks.
I know, right? We should hang out. Our church passes are still active.
Bet, let's go out tomorrow.
I'll make a group chat so all of our friends know we're meeting up.
24 hours later.
Where you think you're going?
Oh, I'm going out with Natasha.
Not during a global pandemic. We about to be in quarantine for like 2 weeks, so you might as well march it right back up them steps.
Dang it.
Guess I'll be in the house for 2 weeks. Oh well, still won't stop my awesome 2-week vacation.
2 weeks later.
Well, guess we're for the rest of the month, unfortunately.
That's fine. But we also have Zoom classes, which suck. But oh well.
After that day, every day felt the same. Wake up, eat breakfast, get on Zoom, watch TikToks all day, talk to friends, eat dinner, go to sleep. The next day, wake up, eat breakfast, get on Zoom, watch TikToks all day, talk to friends, eat dinner, go to sleep. The next day, wake up.
COVID-19 is beginning to disrupt lives around the world.
Officially announced that this is a global pandemic.
Get on Zoom, watch TikToks all day,
Coronavirus!
talk to friends.
There are now confirmed cases in at least 50 countries.
Go to sleep. The next day,
I'm officially declaring a national emergency.
Air has tested positive for the coronavirus.
We are announcing the start of the immediately effective nationwide quarantine, which has been officially approved by the United States government. Commencing at the siren, leaving...
Whether it's the virus that we're talking about or many other public health threats, the Democrat policy of open borders is a direct threat to the health and well-being of all Americans.
And then this happened.
And the NBA has made the decision, they have just announced that they are suspending play.
Dangerous or how well this virus affects young people.
It affects elderly people with heart problems and other problems. If they have other problems,
every day, every single day, it's the exact same thing. Get up. Food. Do I even feel like opening my computer? TikToks don't hit the same anymore. My friends. More food. I used to go to sleep excited about the next day's adventure in quarantine. I already know what's going to happen tomorrow. So it's like, why even go to sleep at this point? I'm just tired.
And the winners are, in the high school category, narrative category, are, in third place, Thoughts of Where by Elena Mita Conestoga High School. In second place, Tired by Tamaya Thompson and Kennedy Gary from the Philadelphia High School for Creative and Performing Arts, Kappa. And in first place, The Dreamland End by Aaron Razy Baseman. Congratulations to the winners.
Thanks, Lisa. Let's give a hand to all our young narrative filmmakers. And now to present the awards for middle school narrative and open, let's welcome WHYY's Vice President for Digital, Gabe Cohen.
Hello. It is my pleasure to present the awards for the middle school narrative and open. As the Vice President of all things digital here at WHYY, I know what it takes to use technology to tell compelling stories. This year, we received all kinds of videos in this category, but the films that rose to the top all featured the technically difficult art of stop-motion animation. These short but impressive films feature magic seeds, a Lego battle on the high seas, and a craving for pizza complicated by superpowers. The finalists in the middle school narrative and open category are Seeds by Abby Michalik, Lego Pirate Battle by Kyle Coffer, and There Goes Lunch by Cheo Mangum. And all are from the WHYY 2020 Stop Motion Program. Let's have a look.
I'm gonna get some pizza. Oh man, not again.
Let's calm down.
And the winner is? In third place, There Goes Lunch by Cheo Mangum. In second place, we've got Seeds by Abby Machalik. Lego Pirate Battle by Kyle Coffer takes home first place. Congratulations, Kyle. Congratulations to everyone. Great work.
Excellent. Thanks, Gabe. And how about another hand for those stop motion animators? And now to present the awards for the high school news category, let's bring to the stage WHYY's Vice President for News and Civic Dialogue, Sandy Clark.
Hello, I'm Sandy Clark, WHYY's Vice President for News and Civic Dialogue. You know, every day I work with WHYY's amazing journalists who are reporting dozens of news stories and features for radio, web, and TV. And through WHYY's after-school programs and summer camps, I'm able to see the next generation of multimedia journalists in training. The high school news stories you'll see tonight dig into environmental safety issues at local high school, the effects of screen time on kids, and Pennsylvania's efforts to hold an election during the pandemic. Okay, well, the finalists in the high school news category are Broken Promises, a hazardous history of Franklin Learning Center by Hannah Woodruff, Damian Williams, Justine Chan, Dante Cheatham, Lily Liu, Josiah Martinez, Sanai Miller, and Ace Ludwig from Franklin Learning Center. The Effects of Extended Screen Use by Noel Chaco, Jacob Smolin, Kaveen Harohali, Gilliam Grana Garriga from Masterman Voices newspaper, Masterman High School. And Uncharted Territory, The Challenges of Philadelphia's General Election Plan by Jacob Smolin, Newsroom by the Bay. So let's take a look.
Save schools! Now! Save schools! Now!
Built in 1908, the Franklin Learning Center High School in Philadelphia is home to a diverse body of 879 students and decades of neglect. Ours is one of 10 schools in Philadelphia that temporarily closed down due to the discovery of hazardous air quality. The culprit? Asbestos.
Me and a group of friends, we felt as though that the situation that was happening in our school wasn't going the correct way for our health or even the people that's around us. So we decided to try to make a change by making a group.
The group is called the Changemakers. Scales and other students organized a school-wide walkout in early January.
They weren't going to clean up our school until the end of the school year in the summertime. So we're just walking around breathing in the same things.
Student journalists from our school began reporting on high asbestos levels in the building almost 3 years ago. Teachers were also reporting issues concerning asbestos, strange dust clouds coming from the ventilation systems, flaking lead paint, and mold. For 2 years, maintenance requests went unanswered. Late last year, everything changed.
I received a phone call that stated that they had found in one of our air ducts a small amount of asbestos. At that point, okay, we have to send the letters home to close the school immediately.
After the students were sent on winter break 3 days early, Franklin Learning Center teachers marched to the school district building with a statement of demands.
We basically asked for transparency. We were tired of being told that everything's okay and that everything that's not okay will be taken care of.
If we cannot guarantee the physical safety of our students, if students have to wonder if they're safe, if they're going to be healthy being in the school building, it makes it impossible to do the type of like higher level thinking and higher level instruction that we all want to be occurring in these classrooms.
Students came back to school, but not quietly. Parents and teachers rallied outside the school. A few days later, the students organized a school-wide walkout.
The change makers, we felt as though it was everyone's problem because we're still going to be going here for many years. And the change makers, they're 9th graders, 11th graders, 10th graders, we're all different ages.
Thing is, we're supposed to be the children of tomorrow, the children of today, the children of the future. If that's the case, then why aren't y'all helping us, school district?
We need to solve the issue instead of just keep brushing it by, sweeping it under the rug.
In January, the union representing Philadelphia school teachers sued the district, alleging it mishandled the cleanup of schools across the city.
We're fighting against essentially decades of basically inertia.
Lynn Johnson was a biology teacher at Franklin Learning Center for 16 years. Her teaching career ended suddenly in late 2015 after she became severely ill.
But I had every intention thinking that I was going to return, and it just didn't work out that way.
Johnson was recently diagnosed with sarcoidosis, an inflammatory lung disease. The cause of this disease is unknown, but research suggests it could be linked to environmental factors. She was never able to return to the classroom and the students she loved.
Even though the building might have caused my illness, I would not regret or I would not take back one day because it actually allowed me to fulfill my purpose.
So how is it that our city is allowed to have our schools fall under this type of condition, knowing it for years, and not do anything to counteract it? Now I'm here to fight.
This issue has been going on for decades. In 1984, the school district is fined by the Environmental Protection Agency for failing to properly post warnings about asbestos in the Franklin Learning Center and other Philadelphia schools. In 1996, momentum picked up when 150 students locked arms and blocked the entrance to the school in protest. The school district promises $30 million to tear down Franklin Learning Center and rebuild. More than a decade later, there has only been a fraction of the work that's been done.
With Franklin Learning Center, we get this window into the idea that it's not just the people now, it's the people before them, the people before them, over many, many, many decades who either didn't act or felt they couldn't act, and that this is a systemic long-term problem in addition to being a short-term problem.
With its heavy reliance on local taxes to support schools, Pennsylvania is consistently ranked among the most unequal U.S. states for the way it funds public education. On top of that, Philadelphia is a historic city with old buildings that can contain hazardous materials.
Then there are buildings throughout the country, quite honestly, that have asbestos-containing materials in them. So this is an issue that is just bigger than the school district of Philadelphia and bigger than Philadelphia in general and the state of Pennsylvania.
Nearly 3/4 of Philadelphia's public schools are assessed to be in poor conditions as a result of delayed maintenance. Fixing the aging buildings will cost the district around $5 billion. Now, with the stay-at-home orders that are in place due to the outbreak of COVID-19, the future of our school is even more uncertain.
I believe that the school district should take a stand and help our school out. And I know that we're not the only school in the district that has these problems, but they should make more an immediate reaction than let us keep continuing to breathe in the same problems.
More important than any financial struggle, students at Franklin Learning Center deserve clean air to breathe. Our classmates feel their education and safety are in danger. We want change, And if there's one thing we've learned from school, it's that together our voices are stronger. For the PBS NewsHour Student Reporting Labs, I'm Hannah Woodruff.
Virtual learning is here to stay. Just this past week, the district announced a plan that will postpone in-person learning for most high schoolers until at least January. For many students and teachers at Masterman, this means continued problems related to extended electronic use, including eye strain, headaches, neck pain, and an overall Zoom fatigue.
Would you say you've been having like headaches or like your eyes have been tired at the end of the day? And if so, like for how long, like since like school started or?
Definitely some headaches, and I try to keep like eye drops or something by my computer so I can just, especially because I wear contacts, and it can really like dry out my eyes.
I really feel like my eyes are just a lot of eye strain. They sometimes feel sore. I've had a little red spot that I don't think I've had before. And I noticed that I'm getting more headaches than I usually get.
Headaches and fatigue, definitely, like extreme headaches.
According to Dr. Tu, an optometrist at Temple University, screen use forces your eyes to constantly focus, refocus, and move around the screen, placing extra strain on eye muscles. Additionally, we blink less frequently when using electronics, potentially causing dry eye and vision blur. Further, some studies have found an association, although not a causation, between screen use and nearsightedness, something that may lead to long-lasting effects, says Dr. WHYY, an associate professor of neurology and a vision scientist at the University of Pennsylvania.
One major consequence that we might need to think about for a generation of kids who have to go and spend more time indoors from learning at home is that they might have an increased chance of developing myopia and needing glasses later in life. So that's one consequence for the developing eye.
Blue light also suppresses melatonin, which can interfere with sleep.
It's definitely affected my like falling asleep. I think it definitely takes me longer because I'm trying to get like as much, I'm always checking my phone to see if I have messages from friends because it's like the only chance I get to talk to them. So I have it like with me up until like I go to bed, and my parents make me plug it in for the night in another room so I don't have it like next to my bed, but still being on it like at least within like an hour of me trying to fall asleep, it definitely affects my falling asleep.
This has led students and teachers to search for solutions with varying degrees of success.
I guess I kind of heard about them because like there's a lot of stuff online you hear about, like blue light glasses that'll help your headaches and stuff.
I did like one day of school without the glasses, like before I had purchased them, and my head was like, it literally felt like I just had a concussion.
I didn't find them very effective. The first period I used them, I thought it hurt my eyes even more than when I didn't have them on.
They've helped like actually more than I expected because they were like $10 from Staples. It wasn't any like grand purchase, but for the most part, I don't really have headaches, at least like during the classes now. And yeah, if I wear them like I'm supposed to, almost like there's no symptoms.
So, do blue light glasses actually work? Blue light scatters more and is less focused than other types of light, which decreases contrast and leads to eye strain. According to Dr. Tu, blue light glasses do in fact lessen eye strain by increasing contrast, but other solutions might be more beneficial if you're looking to get a good night's sleep.
To summarize, blue blocking glasses, they might be useful to help reduce eye strain from bright light, but even more effective would be letting you be exposed to bright light during the day and dim light at night.
There are also plenty of other strategies for minimizing eye strain that don't involve blue light glasses.
The most important one, we always like to stick to the 20-20-20 rule, where you have, for every 20 minutes that you're on the computer, you want to take a 20-second break by looking 20 feet away, meaning just looking away from the computer. Don't look at, like say your phone or anything up close. books or anything. So just give your eyes a break, either that or close your eyes for a few seconds just to kind of reboot the visual system.
Including some important notes about computer positioning.
Ideally, you want to be able to look at your computer at a down gaze. It's a little bit easier to, on the muscles anyways, as you look down at your screen as opposed to looking up. And be about, I guess, at least an arm's length away from the screen there.
Make your environment brighter. So make the room brighter, like as much as you can work next to a window with the shade up and some bright light streaming in. That's also really helpful. And do that during the day, first thing in the morning. That's going to really help with eye strain, with sleep regulation, and then for this normal development of the eye.
The impacts of virtual learning aren't limited to eye strain.
Just staring at the screen and talking to everyone through the screen is very draining.
There's a reason behind the so-called Zoom fatigue.
All of these aspects of communicating through screens and virtual calls and all the rest, it adds a little bit of cognitive load. I mean, we've been mostly talking about vision, but these things are hard for all of our senses. Hearing is frustrating. I don't know about you, but on these calls, I find there's a lot more people trying to take turns speaking, and then they end up, speaking over one another, and their what I want to say collides with what the next person wants to say in a way that would never happen in person. So I don't know. I feel like I need a break about every 45 minutes to go let my senses work in the natural world.
Philadelphia and its voters face numerous potential challenges in the upcoming general election. Earlier this month, the city relied on fewer polling places and used unmonitored drop-off boxes to collect primary ballots, both of which are now the subject of lawsuits. The city received an unprecedented number of mail-in ballots, something that was both a challenge and a learning experience for election officials.
We were fortunate to get a lot of help from various other city departments that helped us, but really, it's a lot of work. I mean, people can think about it, 170,000 ballots, but when you see what that looks like in envelopes, it was really a daunting task.
However, several groups still have issues with the way the election was handled and the plans for the general election in November. President Trump's re-election campaign is suing Pennsylvania for the use of drop-off mailboxes, like those used in Philadelphia. But not everyone agrees with the concerns over ballot security.
Drop boxes are like a low-tech, really secure way of giving people more opportunity to cast their ballot. And I have not seen anything that I think casts real meaningful doubt on the security of those drop boxes.
The NAACP Pennsylvania State Conference also has problems with Pennsylvania's election plans. It recently sued state election officials over the discriminatory nature of the COVID-19 affected voting processes in Philadelphia and across the state.
Well, my greatest fear as the state president of the NAACP of Pennsylvania is that every vote is counted, that every vote is counted. I think for us as a civil rights organization whose history is ensuring and assuring that all Americans, in particular Pennsylvanians, have the right to vote and have their vote counted. So one of my greatest concerns, Jacob, is whether or not there's one vote that's not counted that should have been.
Lastly, there's the issue of time. There were long delays in the primary election results, and with more votes being cast and more on the line, the city will need to be quicker in its counting.
Voters, especially Philadelphia voters, they're used to going to bed on election night and knowing who won and who lost. So it is a sea change. It is a big change, and people, we're going to have to do everything we can to manage that expectation, to educate people on the process, and also we have a responsibility to make sure that we can do it as fast as we can, but as accurately as we can also.
For Broadcast by the Bay, I'm Jacob Small.
All right, I'm ready for the winners. Let's have a look. Ooh. All right, here we go. And the winners of the high school news category are, in third place, Uncharted Territory, The Challenges of Philadelphia's General Election Plan by Jacob Smolin, Newsroom by the Bay.
COVID-19 affected voting processes in Philadelphia and across the state.
Well, my greatest fear is the state.
In second place, The Effects of Extended Screen Use by Noel Chaco, Jacob Smolin, Kaveen Hawahali, Gillum Grana Garriga from Masterman Voices newspaper, Masterman High School.
We blink less frequently when using electronics, potentially causing dry eye and vision blur.
And finally, in first place, Broken Promises, a hazardous history of Franklin Learning Center by Hannah Woodruff, Damian Williams, Justine Chan, Dante Cheatham, Lily Liu, Josiah Martinez, Sinai Miller, and Ace Ludwig from Franklin Learning Center. Congratulations to all the winners.
And decades of neglect. Ours is one of 10 schools in Philadelphia.
That was great, guys. And now, I'd like to welcome Terry Murray, WHYY's Chief Content Officer, to announce the awards for middle school documentary news.
Thanks, Steve. As the Chief Content Officer, I get a chance to see great documentaries and news pieces from all over the world. But tonight, I am most excited about the many great videos we received from young people living through these extraordinary times. The middle school newscasts and documentaries you are about to see give us a glimpse into life before the pandemic and another look at how middle schoolers spent their time in quarantine. The finalists in the middle school documentary news category are Mayfair News, November 2019, by Randy Paniagua Diaz, Zihad Ghanem, Angel Terrell, Ricky Lee, Rain Lee, Heaven Terrell, Vicky Liu, Mei Chen, Julius Ularty, Salam Galam, and Al-Hassan Taha from Mayfair Elementary. PSA News, Season 3, Episode 1, by Naomi Dugan, Nate Johnstone, Charles Hurst from Penn Alexander School, and My Pandemic Story by Ryan C.G. Carver Engineering and Science. Let's watch.
Welcome to the third edition of Mayfair News this year. We've got some interesting items to share with you this week. I'm Ziad.
And I'm Randy.
Welcome, Randy.
Thank you, sir. First up, the Eagle's Eye Mobile has visited Mayfair. We're going to take a look inside and hear about from our nurses. Let's watch.
Eagle's Eye is part of the Philadelphia School District. They have an agreement, and what they do is they come out and see students who did not pass their vision screening. Part of the job we do as school nurses is check everyone's vision throughout the year. So the students who don't pass, Eagle's Eye comes out and sees these students in their iMobile. An eye doctor comes out, checks their vision, and decides if they need glasses. From there, prescriptions are made, they come back and give everyone their glasses so they have them for school and at home.
Wow, it's great that the iMobile is able to visit Mayfair.
Next up, we just had our winter concert at Mayfair. We're going to check in with Rain, who spoke to some of our performers.
What is your favorite part of performing?
Just singing to everybody. I like the singing and using my vocals, really, and being on stage. I usually just have it like, it'll be the only song I usually hear like on my phone. If I want to listen to something, I'll just listen to that like 1,000 times.
You can really see how hard everyone worked to do the concert this year. It was fantastic. Now we're going to check in with some of our second graders to see what their New Year's resolution are. Let's see what they have to say.
To play piano better. Stay in bed and get snacks to eat. To play piano good. I want to learn more things. Dancing. to be kind next year. Play with my baby brother. Play games. Play with my sister. To play soccer a little. Eat pizza all day. Play with my new baby brother. Playing Fortnite all day. Sleep in bed all day.
Oh my goodness.
Those sound like some great resolutions. What's your New Year resolutions?
I'm going to stop annoying my mom.
We'll check in next week to see how you're doing.
Next up, our 4th graders worked on some totem poles that looked great. Let's learn more about them.
Good afternoon. I'm Senora Taylor, a student of culture. And here we have a wonderful corner. The most impressive part about this Native American spiritism is that the children actually had to earn their feathers. And once they earned them, they were posted.
I learned that Native Americans first started making totem poles, and totem poles all tell a story.
My teacher learned about the Aboriginal people, which is Native Americans that lived in Alaska. And they were the first people to do totem poles, and they represented a story about themselves.
What does colors on a totem pole symbolize?
Mine symbolize because I protect my family and I don't let no one hurt my feelings.
I learned that totem poles aren't just pieces of art. They actually mean something to a person, and they represent who they are and their traits.
These totem are diverse, as our children are.
A spirit animal is an animal that symbolizes you the most. Thank you so much.
It looks like the 4th graders put a lot of thought into those. Now let's hear about how our new addition is coming along.
Hi, this is Ricky, and we are here at the new building. They are expected to open at January 2020. It will hold half 7th grade and all 8th grades, and it will have 14 classrooms.
I'm really looking forward to getting a new classroom. Now let's see the pet of the month with Angel.
Our pet of the month this month is Carlos the cat. Thank you, Miss Bond, for submitting your pet picture. To upload your pet pictures to the Mayfair website, go to mayfair.philsd.org and click on Students at the top. Then look for the section to submit pet pictures. We look forward to seeing your pets.
Carlos looks amazing.
Well, that's all for now. Happy holidays and Happy New Year, everyone.
This is Ziad.
And I'm Randy, and we're signing off. Till next time.
Peace.
Hi, I'm Naomi Dugan and I'm in 5th grade. I'm part of the WHYY Media Labs team at Penn Alexander. Our Media Labs team has been working remotely in Zoom and Google Meet to bring you stories from the PAS community. Today, we will be bringing you the first edition of the PAS News for the school year. Since school closed last spring due to COVID-19, our school has had a renovation of our PAS playground. We sent Nate from our WHYY Media Labs team to check it out.
I'm Nate Johnstone of the PAS WHYY Media Labs team, and I'm here at the PAS Playground. Ever since construction finished, it has been a popular hotspot in our community.
The former playground, or the original playground to the school, was built in 2001, and over the years it had been repaired by the school with the help of the community. When we proposed a new design, the university, which owns the grounds, asked us to hold off until the new principal came, and then we started our planning. Some of it required getting funding and doing some evaluation work of the site initially. And so then finally in 2018, we were able to get started by holding stakeholder meetings, and that's what you see in some of those pictures. The stakeholder meetings included design charrettes with students of all grades. We even had some kids write letters to Mr. Farrell, the principal at the time, to advocate for what they would like to see in the outdoor space. We saw it as an opportunity to completely redesign the entire outdoor space.
I think this playground is fantastic. I think they could have made it 3 times as big and it wouldn't be big enough. Usually it's just crawling with students and kids. It's made our fall a lot better. I think it's so important right now to have a place to go outside and see other people, and I think the kids are fairly good about staying 6 feet apart and wearing their masks. I think it's been a really nice place for them to see each other and get some exercise. It's a great playground because it's kind of difficult with all the ropes and kind of all tangled up, and the kids kind of have to struggle to get to the top.
Yeah, so it's been a really good thing that the playground has been utilized by lots of families. And I know that we have requested that folks wear a mask and make sure to maintain social distancing. And it appears most folks are doing a really nice job of making sure that they're doing what's best to remain safe during the pandemic, but also having an opportunity to play on the new playground.
It really looks like our PAS community is having fun at the new playground. Next up is a story from the music classroom at PAS. Miss Lamb and the 5th grade students at PAS came up with a creative approach to hosting choir performances during this virtual school year. We asked Miss Lamb about the challenges of teaching music class this year and the idea for this great project.
Virtual school has been challenging in many ways, but one of the biggest things that I have come across in music is that it limits our ability to perform and our ability to create and share music with our community. So we came up with this idea for a virtual choir to allow the students to continue their singing at home while also getting to see a final product where they work together. I will stay with you. We've been practicing a lot with audio and video recording, learning the best practices to capture the best sound and picture quality. I'll raise my I had the students record themselves using Padlet, which is an online program that allows me to collect videos and audio snippets. So what the students did were they were provided with audio tracks that they could press play and open up in a new tab or a new window. And then the cool thing about Padlet is they were able to record directly into this website. So I have all of the students' videos and sound recordings all collected here. So don't give up on us. The students are really excited to put together this project and to share it with you later this winter. I'm not going down that easily, so don't give up on me.
Each student recorded themselves singing, and Mrs. Lamb brought it all together in one final video. Isn't that innovative? We hope you have enjoyed the first edition of PAS News for this school year. Join us next time for more stories from our PAS community. Stay tuned and stay safe.
I always wake up around 7 to 7:30.
Ryan, wake up. Time for school. Come on. Boy, you cannot get late for school. Come on, get up. Get up. All right, I'm going to make breakfast. Come down. Brush and come down.
I really didn't feel like getting up, so I went right back to bed. But karma hit me really, really hard. After I quickly make my bed, I run to the bathroom. I really don't want to get late.
You're not watching me do my business?
When I'm at the bathroom, I do my business. Brush my teeth. and wash my face. After I'm done with the bathroom, I walk to my parents' room. I see my mom's getting ready to go to work.
Ready to go to work? Oh yes, Ryan. I really don't want to, but I'll go. Have a good day. You too. Bye.
So I gave my mom a quick kiss and a hug. As soon as I get out of my parents' room, I walk straight to my room. As soon as I get back to my bed, I do what I love to do, pray. This is what I say. Jesus, thank you for this day. Help me to get through school today without any problems. Help me to focus on my work and not to get sidetracked. I pray the same for Ruth and Rhea. I ask that you keep Mom safe throughout her workplace and she's in the hospital. Help Dad to continue to finish his work. I ask this all in Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. Oh no! I run down the stairs really quickly, but I didn't know that Rhea was there. Uh-oh. Move. No. Just move. No. I said move. No. What is that for? Why did I do this? I ran out as fast as I could to not get late. As soon as I got downstairs, I immediately went to my computer. I tried to log on with the little power I had in my computer. But there was only one thing that stopped me. My internet went out. I tried again with a different Zoom link, but the same thing happened. I was really upset. I was really stressed out, and I hoped for the best for my last try. And it worked. I got to the Zoom link and was ready to start my 2020 virtual school year.
And the winners for the middle school documentary and news category are... In third place, My Pandemic School Story by Ryan Shiji, Carver Engineering and Science.
As soon as I get back to my bed, I do what I love to do, pray. This is what I say.
Second place, Mayfair News, Mayfair Elementary. And in first place, PAS News by Naomi Dugan, Nate Johnstone, Charles Hurst from Penn Alexander School.
Give up on me.
Thanks, Terry. How about another hand for those middle school documentary news winners? Just one more category to go, but don't forget to stick around for the Judges Awards. For our final category, here's WHYY's Vice President, Communications and Member Relations, Art Ellis.
Documentaries tell true stories that help people see the real world through a new lens. The finalists in the documentary category tonight represent a high level of technical achievement and strong emotional storytelling. Through their cameras, the filmmakers show us a family bringing a new baby into their lives, a game-changing politician who inspired generations to come, and a teenager who finds a lifeline through skateboarding. The finalists in the high school documentary category are Baby Steps by Darren West from Shawnee High School, Game Changers, Shirley Chisholm by Deanya Sanders, Link High School, and Lifeline by Noah Lipschitz. Let's watch.
I had always wanted to have children, and actually always wanted to do it either through foster or through adoption. I never wanted to have my own natural children anyway.
We would have a conversation every January about having a kid. And if
That was, if that was the year that we wanted to do it, then great. If the answer was no, though, put it on a shelf and we wouldn't really talk about it until the next January.
Elliot has talked about being a father and having children since he was a child. So I knew that he had always wanted a child.
We were having 2 incomes into our household, and we were playing pretty hard and doing things that we wanted to do, but there comes a point where it's like, well, what's all this for? What's the deeper meaning? And for us, the meaning was being able to nurture and give back to another life became really clear. So kind of look at all the boxes, and all the boxes were being checked that, yeah, you know what, we are in a position that we can be good providers without being distracted by a lot of life's other stressors. And then in 2016 we said, maybe we should look into this. Yeah, that maybe quickly turned into, let's do our research, like what agency, what's it gonna cost, how are we gonna plan, what's the budget?
We have families who could be waiting for 6 months or could be waiting for a year.
It was a match within 2 months. We were matched. So, birth mom, they have to outline a pretty detailed birth plan that includes how they want the adoptive parents to be included and in what way.
And it talks about, you know, who would you like in the room with you during labor? Who is your support person? Sometimes it's me. And then during the birth, who would you like to be there?
She had told them she wanted them to be in the delivery room with them.
That changed over time. You know, we came to learn it was one of a series of quote-unquote red flags that shook the confidence that this plan was going to be fully executed, this adoption was going to fully occur.
Alice Catherine, I think, was 3 weeks early.
And I get the call from the caseworker that says, Allie went into the hospital last night, you guys need to get over to Reading.
Red flag number 2. She notified no one the evening she went into the hospital.
Yeah, she didn't tell anyone.
That she was delivering. So you go to Reading, go straight to the hospital.
And I mean, immediately it was red flag number 3. The caseworker told us, because we didn't get to go right in.
She's not ready for you.
She's not ready to see you.
Yeah, that's right. So we do finally get in a room. But when we were in the room, we were...
we were treated as intruders.
Yeah, and then we were told to leave. And that Allie did not want us in the room. And so we left the room and quietly shut the door and leaned against the wall and just kind of slid down the wall and cried. And we both knew in that moment that there was a real chance that this wasn't going to happen.
Allie, sometime during the night, realized that babies are a whole lot of work when they don't go to sleep. And she called for backup.
If after 2 days, she's unwilling to take care of an infant, and she wants us to take us on, it's like you start to feel a little bit better.
I think that was the turning point for all 3 of them.
As much torment as those first few hours and day was for us emotionally, it ended up exactly the way it was supposed to end up.
This weekend, Alice Catherine is turning 3, and she wanted a frozen 2 cake. And Elliot spent the entire day on Saturday learning how to make fondant, and he made her a beautiful frozen cake. But to know that this is the guy that ran the Ironman triathlon 3 months ago, and now he's making a frozen cake for his daughter, I just love it.
I cannot wait, to see her make the world what she wants of it.
And have the world be better because of her. Even in a small way. Yeah.
A contrarian is defined as someone who is unwavering in their principles in the face of adversity. Would you follow your dream even if it meant facing opposition? Shirley Chisholm did. She made history by being the first Black person to run for president of the United States of America. Shirley Chisholm came from humble beginnings. Born to 2 immigrant parents in Brooklyn, New York, the oldest of 4 girls. As a child, Chisholm spent a lot of time with her grandmother due to her parents' hectic work schedules. She would go on to attend Girls High and get married shortly after. She studied and worked in early childhood education for years before she decided to pursue a career in politics. When she finally did enter politics in 1953, she faced copious pushback for being a woman, but she persisted. She went on to get elected to the New York State Assembly and Congress. Shirley decided to run for president in 1972 and announced her campaign at her local Baptist church to a mixed reaction of praise and doubt.
I stand before you today as a candidate for the Democratic nomination for the presidency of the United States of America.
To no surprise, she faced countless amounts of backlash and sabotage attempts at her campaign. Her campaign was severely underfunded. She struggled to be taken seriously as a candidate, and she was even blacklisted by the Democratic Party. Although people doubted her, she didn't yield. When all was said and done, Shirley didn't get that many votes. She didn't see that much media coverage, and she didn't meet much praise for her efforts either. But none of that was ever her goal to begin with. What she represented, what she accomplished, the examples that she set for the youth in those times was far more important than any vote. She herself even said,
I am not the candidate of Black America, although I am Black and proud. I am not the candidate of the women's movement of this country, although I am a woman, and I'm equally proud of that. I am not the candidate of any political bosses or fat cats or special interests. I stand here now without endorsement from many big-name politicians or celebrities or any other kind of prop. I am the candidate of the people of America.
Shirley once stated that the time she spent with her grandmother had a positive impact on her life. She said that her grandmother gave her strength, dignity, and love. She learned from an early age that she was somebody. She didn't need the Black Revolution to tell her that. Well, I believe that her impact did just that for many other children. She may not have won the presidency, but by running, she was teaching many other Black children that they can do the same. They can have the same confidence, the same power, and the same respect as anyone else. And that was more important than any vote count. That is why I chose Shirley Chisholm as my game changer.
My name's Dylan Evans, and I'm a skateboarder. I started skateboarding around 6 years old. It was my cousin AJ that had introduced the sport to me. I used to go to this park called Black Diamond Skate Park in Morristown, New Jersey, and Philadelphia, PA. And, it's where my life got started in skateboarding.
It seemed as though that's where my only friends were. No matter how much I loved skateboarding, it felt like a very isolated part of my life. It wasn't until 16 when I realized there were more significant issues being avoided in my past.
I used to leave my house at night because I felt like that was the only time I had to myself to leave the problems behind.
Growing up, my mom was mentally abusive to my brothers and I. She would take her problems out on us, constantly making us feel worse about ourselves, and even though she did support my skateboarding, the things she did led to me having depression and feeling emotions that are hard to describe.
Skateboarding helped me overcome those emotions. I felt as though every time I stepped off that board, all those feelings would just come right back. There were some days at the park where those emotions would never go away.
Those days would interfere with my skating, which led to more frustration. But those are the days that really made me stronger as a person. Now looking back at it, I don't see myself here without skateboarding.
This is a place where I don't feel alone.
The things that have happened to me in the past are unforgettable.
This is a place that I call my home.
But I can't be more grateful for the person it's helped create. There was a point in time where everything started to change for me. I was on a California trip, and everyone out there was so supportive on helping me become a better skater, and it just changed my perspective on everything. In skateboarding, you're gonna fall way more than you're gonna land. You're gonna fall. You're gonna get hurt. And you're gonna get pissed off. But accepting that's how you progress, it makes you appreciate it more. When you've been working on a trick and you've been taking the falls, but not giving up, when you finally land it, there's no better feeling. Skateboarding is my lifeline. It's made me who I am today, and I can't be more grateful for it.
And let's announce the winners in the high school documentary category. In third place, Game Changers, Shirley Chisholm by Deanya Sanders, Link High School.
Shirley Chisholm did. She made history by being the first Black person to run for president of the United States of America. Shirley Chisholm came from humble beginnings.
In second place, Baby Steps by Darren West from Shawnee High School.
There comes a point where it's like, well, what's all this for? What's the deeper meaning? And for us, the meaning was being able to nurture and give back to another life.
And in first place, Lifeline by Noah Lipsitz. Congratulations, everyone.
Skateboarding helped me overcome those emotions. I felt as though every time I stepped off that board, all those feelings would just come right back.
Okay, just one more order of business for tonight. I'd like to welcome back to the stage WHYY's own Craig Santoro.
Thanks, Steve. It is my great pleasure to announce the Judges Awards tonight. Of the 120 entries that we received, these were the three that the judges felt rose above the others across categories due to their originality, artistry, honesty, and emotional impact. As Steve mentioned earlier, these videos may or may not have taken first place in their category, but they were considered to be the movies that left the most lasting impression on the judges. And the winners are, in third place, Lifeline by Noah Lipsitz.
Skateboarding helped me overcome those emotions. I felt as though every time I stepped off that board, all those feelings would just come right back.
In second place, Broken Promises, A Hazardous History of Franklin Learning Center by those great teen journalists at The Flash.
And decades of neglect. Ours is one of 10 schools in Philadelphia.
And finally, in first place, The Six-Word Memoirs by Emmanuel Beatty. Congratulations, everyone. Your movies are awesome. You're awesome. Have a great night. We will see you next year in person. Thank you.